So just to give you an overview, the Department of Consumer and Business Affairs, also known as DCBA, serves consumers, businesses, and communities through education, advocacy, and complaint resolution. So our overarching mission is to create a fair and vibrant marketplace for consumers and businesses. One of the things that we focus on is providing tenants and landlords with resources and information, and the division of the department that handles these types of services information is the Housing and Tenant Protections Unit. And so what does the Housing and Tenant Protections Unit do? It oversees implementation and enforcement of some key critical laws and ordinances that govern tenant rights in the county. So two of the primary ones are the county's rent stabilization ordinance, known as RSO, and the county's mobile home rent stabilization ordinance. And so those two pieces of county law govern the types of increases that a landlord can impose on a yearly basis, and also provide protections for tenants. Landlords cannot just evict anybody unless they have a just cause reason. And these laws apply to units in unincorporated parts of the county. There's other jurisdictions like the city of LA, Beverly Hills, et cetera, that have their own rent stabilization ordinance, but you could always call our department if you're unsure about what laws might apply to you. Another thing that our department also oversees is the county's eviction moratorium. So right now there's a local county moratorium, a state moratorium, and a federal moratorium. And so there's a lot of confusion a lot of times about what are the protections that apply to me? Am I protected? So whenever you have those kind of questions, we always recommend that you call our department. And so on this slide, you have the hotline where you can reach us, which is 833-223-RENT, which is 7368. And always feel free if you're unsure about, what laws apply to you, or if you're having some type of a dispute, if you're a tenant, or even if you're a landlord, if you want to know kind of what is the legal landscape, feel free to call our hotline. We provide advice for both tenants and landlords. And other ways to reach us are through our email and to visit our website. So what I'm here to really talk specifically about is our Stay Housed LA County program, which is a countywide tenant or eviction defense program that provides free legal assistance to income eligible tenants all across the county, no matter where you live. And so this is a large program. It's a $20 million program. It's the first of its kind in Southern California that brings together about 20 partner legal service providers and community-based organizations. So these organizations range from, Neighborhood Legal Services, Inner City Law Center, the Legal Aid Foundation of LA, Inquilinos Unidos, EDN. There's a lot of organizations that are part of this network that are providing services and providing that legal defense that tenants really need during these times. And so the 5 primary components of this program, kind of broken up very simply, is one, there's a public awareness component. So part of this program is to make sure that countywide residents are aware that this program exists. And so we do that through digital marketing and media buys on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We also do media placements on radio, on TV, and on print media. And we also do specific ethnic media outreach as well. The second component of our program is direct tenant outreach and education. So this comes in the form of virtual Know Your Rights workshops that are conducted in English and other languages, such as Spanish. We also do phone banking and texting to community members. So you may have received randomly a text from Stay Housed Lake County. We do a massive campaign, and we've reached over 200,000 tenants in this way. And the core components, again, are these free legal services. And we also have a component of short-term rental assistance that will help a tenant if they're falling behind in rent and there's a need to provide them assistance to remain in their home. And lastly, our service providers do refer you to other resources if you're in need of assistance from maybe the Department of Public Social Services or Department of Public Health. We try to connect individuals to other resources that might help them during these challenging times. really, I've discussed kind of the legal services component, which is really the core of the program. And so there's two types. There's limited scope legal representation and full scope legal representation. And the distinction between both of those types of representation, and one is really focused on if you have some type of a dispute with your landlord, if you're being, intimidated or harassed, if your landlord has given you some type of a verbal notification that they're going to try to evict you, you would come to us and speak to us so that we can try to get you connected to a lawyer before you have an actual eviction case, which is called an unlawful detainer. So they help you prepare documents, respond to any, phone calls, formal letters that they've provided, try to help you resolve your issue before it goes to court. If you have received some type of formal notice from a court, then you would get the full scope legal representation, which is comprehensive, and you would retain an attorney. Again, it's completely free, and they would help you by representing you during your court case, and to provide all kinds of other comprehensive legal services. For example, if you're a victim of harassment from a landlord. And finally, as I mentioned, there's a short-term rental assistance component, which provides up to $7,500 if you're, backed up in rent, or proactively if you feel like you're going to fall behind in rent. It's either 7,500 or 3 months, whichever is less. And these things can cover utility, security deposits, other expenses that might not be direct rent payments. And so the eligibility for these services, again, is you must be a resident of LA County. You must have received some type of a notification from your landlord that they're trying to go through the eviction process, the UD complaint process, or you've gotten harassed or retaliated against for exercising your tenant rights. And so in order to benefit from the limited scope legal representation, there are income requirements. And so it's very important for me to note that if you are an immigrant, or you're an undocumented individual, it does not matter your legal status for you to become eligible to receive services under this program. When you apply or you call us to find out what you might be eligible for, our legal service providers do an intake where you self-certify your income. So please don't feel afraid if you're hesitant to call. We're here to help, and residential status, legal status in the country should not be a concern. But with that said, there are specific income requirements. So if you want limited scope legal representation, you can't make more than $90,000 a year for a family of four, or $63,000 if you're a single person. Or if you want full scope legal representation and short-term rental assistance, you can't make more than 50% of the area median income, which is defined as $56,000 a year for a family of four, or $40,000 for a single person household. So just to kind of wrap this up, in order to get connected to our services, the main thing that we recommend people do is go to our website. Our website is in English, Spanish, and other languages. As you see the homepage here, it's called stayhousela.org. This is where you can learn more about your rights and do an online questionnaire to find out if you are in need of legal services or other types of services. So again, you can find out more about your rights. You can also visit our DCBA website to learn more about all the ordinances that I've talked about and about all these protections that are under our program. You can also sign up to attend a workshop. Again, they're all virtual, they're in multiple languages, and they happen almost every single day. And again, you can fill out a questionnaire intake form for free legal services. And so you can also stay connected to us by signing up through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all social media platforms. And you can also sign up through our website to receive information in the form of a newsletter and email updates at the bottom of the homepage. And so again, if you have any questions, you can contact us through our hotline. There is the Stay House, and I forgot to mention, there is a Stay House specific hotline. So you can either call the Department of Consumer and Business Affairs, or you can actually call our individualized hotline, which is 888-694-0040. And again, you can contact us through our DCBA hotline, which is up on the page.